What's up, YouTube? Back again with another video, and in today's video we're going to be giving another Bitcoin daily analysis. As you can see on the 1 hour chart, Bitcoin's ascending pattern has been adjusted just a slight bit. We have taken a small dip from yesterday's price. We were trading at around 64 to 66,000. Now we're trading at about $63,884. So relatively lower in price as the previous days. As you can see on the bottom trend line, Bitcoin has 2 touch points, followed by the top trend line, which has 4 touch points. As seen drawn with the green marker within the channel, that is my prediction of what the price can do next. You guys, Bitcoin's patterns aren't for certain recognizers when it comes to the price. They're just gaugers. They're just probabilities on what could happen next given the trading history of the candlesticks. So they're not for set or in for stone kind of, indicators. They adjust over time. Some patterns look different than the previous day. I've actually lowered the trend line on this one. The trend line was a little higher because it was trading at about 66,000 yesterday. So I have lowered that trend line just to match the other touch point that we experienced earlier in July on the bottom trend line. So just to keep you guys aware of that. As you can see on the top trend line, Bitcoin has an orange arrow indicating we could break that top trend line given the macro conditions like the Clarity Act, the Middle Eastern conflict. Hopefully a lot of those things get resolved very soon. Same with the bottom orange arrow. We could dip even further, breaking that bottom trend line. Again, just depends on the macro and the economic conditions. But I do want to show you guys the 4 hour chart just to give you guys a much broader perspective on Bitcoin's trading activity. As you can see on Bitcoin's 4 hour chart, Bitcoin is currently trading at about $63,935, so relatively the same price as the 1 hour chart. As you can see on this chart in particular, Bitcoin is trading in sort of this descending like channel pattern, so it's typically seen as a more bearish pattern. We've been trading in this particular pattern set on the 4 hour chart for some time now. Made a slight few adjustments, particularly to the top trend line, which has 2 touch points. The bottom trend line has 3 touch points, but I did make small adjustments on this particular pattern, which does get adjusted based off Bitcoin's price point. As you can see on the top trend line near the green marker, that particular touch point, we did bounce off that touch point, so we did form sort of a different form of the descending pattern, relatively the same, just minor adjustments. As you can see with the green marker, I do believe we continue to trade in this pattern for the foreseeable future. Again, it just depends on the macro conditions like the Clarity Act, the Middle Eastern conflict, very high out the economic situations going on in our world. Hopefully those things get dealt with. As indicated with the top orange arrow, we could break that top trend line. As indicated with the bottom orange arrow, we could break that bottom trend line and dip even further. Again, just depends on the conditions of our economics. But let me know your opinion on my 1 hour and 4 hour chart setup. Do you agree with it or not? Do you use any other system, any other indicator for you to see your technical analysis? Let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe. And you guys have a good rest of your day.